Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by my very good friend, Mr Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, happy to be on. Yeah.
Good, man. So you've, how many episodes have you not been on now? Because you had a real long role, and now you've had a couple off.
Yeah, I can't remember why. I think I might have not been feeling too great for one of them.
I think you just had a lot of stuff going on or something.
And then, yeah, I can't remember. And then I think last week we were busy. Oh, no, I think last week I was just knackered.
Yeah.
Last week I was away with work from Wednesday until Friday, and then we drove up to Manchester for the Killers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We didn't get back till 3 a.m. on Saturday.
Wow.
And then Sunday I was a write-off because I was just in bed most of the time. And then Monday I was at work all day, and I was like, I just can't be that. I was just so tired after the work and the long weekend. I was like, I need to have an evening just doing nothing.
No, that's fair enough, man. So I mean, I managed to get it was Grizzly Adam Grizzly Bear Homer came on for the last episode, and we were both like, it's kind of weird that Hamby's not here.
Yeah, I did plan on being it. Honestly, I just had 5 days non-stop.
Yeah, no, it's
and
all right.
I just had to have just one evening just where I could just
definitely
mong out in front of the TV.
So Adam was going to be on this episode with us tonight, but I think he said, it's all right if I give it a miss. He's doing some stuff with Moose or something, I think. So
Fair enough.
Moose is his dog. So yeah, so it's me and you, and today we're going to be tackling another one of our hard video game quizzes in another installment of So You Think You Know Gaming? But before we get to any of that, how has your week or weeks been, bro? I mean, you just mentioned the Killers. I did speak to Adam a little bit about it on last week's podcast, but what did you think, as someone who isn't or wasn't really that much of a fan?
Yeah. So I my girlfriend keeps on trying to tell me that oh, you hate the Killers, and I don't hate them. They're just a band that I'm completely indifferent about. I'm assuming that's the same as a lot of people actually, because they're just they're okay. They've been. I would argue they're actually probably one of the most popular contemporary bands over the last 10 years. I'd say.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I've seen some of their the audiences they get, and it's mega.
In terms of rock music that's been chart successful in the last 10 years, I'd say they're definitely up there. And the weird thing with the Killers is how they're a lot more popular so they're an American band, but they're a lot more popular in the UK than they are in the States. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. I for the longest time thought they were from the UK because they're so big over here.
No, they're from Nevada.
Yeah, they're from Vegas or something.
So basically, I'm not going to go into it, but we essentially managed to, we got 3 free tickets to go to the Killers, which is kind of crazy because it's the tickets they were pretty hard to get. And for one reason or another, which I won't go into, we couldn't. We didn't really feel comfortable selling them on, and my girlfriend really wanted to go, so I said, yeah, let's go. And we had the 3rd ticket, so I just offered it to Adam basically. I don't think he really understood when I offered it to him. I don't think he really understood that I was giving it to him for free. He's I think he sort of I was no, you can it's just a spare ticket that I have that you can have for free. But he's pretty into the Killers. So I think he was pretty happy. So we went there. It was we went there on Saturday. We had a sort of day hanging out me and my girlfriend had a day hanging out in the Trafford Centre. In Manchester. I've never been to the Trafford Centre before. I don't know if you've been.
But I don't think I've ever been to Manchester before.
The only way I can describe, I've been to Manchester, but I've never been to the Trafford Centre. The only way I can describe the Trafford Centre, it's probably the bougiest shopping centre I've ever been in. It's like you're in a Las Vegas casino. The whole place. It's all fake marble columns and it's really impressive. It's so nice for a shopping centre. It's massive as well. So we were there for a few hours in the afternoon. Went to the aquarium there. they have like a massive food hall where you can get like any like food that you can imagine, basically.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I normally hate shopping centres, but it was pretty cool actually. And then then we went there in the evening. Adam had a bit of a hiccup. Dad didn't tell you about. Like,
he did, about the whole parking situation.
So like we were like, I said to him like, yeah, you know, like he said, oh, okay, I'm going to be there at 5. So we went out into the car park and like we were waiting in the car because we were meeting him in the car park, and then we were going to go get some food and then get a taxi.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we were waiting there, and it got to like 5:15 or something, and I was like I'll give him a ring, see where he is, you know, because he said he was going to be there at 5.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I'm in the car park, but like I'm at a standstill, and I was like, all right, and he was like, can you hear that? And all I could hear was like it just sounded like loads and loads of people just like honking their horn, like.
Yeah, I think Adam described it as like an orchestra of horns.
Yeah, and then like, so I was like, okay, like so I said like we'll give you like 10 minutes, then we'll go into the food hall, and we'll just have some dinner, and then we'll wait for you, and we'll give you till 6. And it got to I think it got to like nearly 6 o'clock. And I rang him a few times in that time, and then eventually he appeared. But he said like some dude like broke down. In the middle of the car park,
down in the exit or something.
And the whole place. And for some reason, it took like an hour to move the car.
Yeah.
Like if I was behind that dude, I would have just got out of my car and be like, "I'll help you move it." Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's just like,
what the hell?
just push it somewhere. So, but yeah, like we got to the game. Obviously, it's huge. It was it's the Old Trafford cricket ground, which it's like huge venue. Like I think they've got more gigs. I think Chili Peppers are playing there.
Yeah, Adam
week,
said that Adam said that he was going. That's where he's seeing the Chili Peppers.
Yeah. Really nice venue actually. Like the organisation was a bit shit, but the it's a really nice venue. Like there's no like bad seats basically, like in the whole place.
Oh, okay, good.
We got there like literally like 10 minutes before the supporting act came on, and we got like pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Like so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, no, they were, the Killers were really really great live. Like they're just like they're just one of those bands that like I think they put on a good show.
Well, that's all that really matters, isn't it? Because I mean, I would say that I'm not a fan of the Killers, but that's because I haven't really listened to them.
That's the same as me.
Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy any like sort of live performance, live show. So I can imagine it being a really good show. Adam did talk to us about the 70-something-year-old man who crowd surfed and hit his head or something like that.
Oh yeah. No, they put on a good show, and like it was. I mean, we got it for free. And I was thinking,
oh
like,
yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Would I have like paid like tickets? Probably would have been 90, 100 quid probably.
Yeah. I
was like, would I have paid for it? Like, probably not. But
no.
You know, but just because like I don't like them. I'm you know. I have to like a band a tremendous amount to pay 100 quid.
Yeah, I mean, we said on an old podcast that we felt a bit ripped off paying what we paid to go see Chili Peppers later this week.
Yeah, 100%, and Chili Peppers are worse because you have to pay even extra to get anywhere near the stage.
Yeah.
So there's none of that because.
Well, that all sounds pretty good, man. What have you done? You know, in the week, you know, since the Killers gig. Been up to much?
It's been pretty chilled out. Like we had like some really nice weather last week, so
yeah,
we were just. I've like the garden's looking pretty good actually now. So it's
nice.
Like it's nice and tidy, and Jet washed the patio, and so yeah, just did a lot of gardening and things, and just generally just relaxing really. To be fair, like. Today's been really nice weather as well. I'm hoping it.
Yeah,
it
has.
I don't know if you've said on, but you guys are coming to visit the weekend, so
yep.
I'm hoping it stays good until then.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, that sounds pretty good, man. I've had a pretty decent week. As usual, you know, I went down to Pershore again on Saturday night. I went to go see our pal Tomo. And it was quite a pleasant surprise, really, because I went down because we've been playing loads of UFC. I said on the last week's podcast, been playing loads of UFC. So I went down there to basically just play UFC all night again with Tomo. And Toby turned up, and Robbo turned up.
Robbo.
And yeah, I feel like it was only maybe a few months since I last saw Robbo. Turns out it was like a year since I last saw him. Like, we'd both changed jobs since the last time we saw each other, and, it was... So, that was nice. Had a real catch-up. Played a load of UFC, which was really fun. I've been playing a lot of... not PlayStation. I've been playing a lot of Xbox at the moment, playing my way through the Mafia games. I'm on Mafia 3 at the minute. Don't know if you ever played Mafia 3?
No, not played any of them.
Oh, they're good games, man. Especially if you can pick up the definitive trilogy or whatever. The soundtracks are probably the best thing about all the games. The soundtrack for part 3 is amazing. It's just like all great 60s music, which is really cool. But the one thing that I was going to mention as sort of having done this week is I watched a really badass film last night. So it's on Netflix. It's called RRR. I don't know if it's RRR or if it's triple R, but it's called RRR. It's on Netflix, and it is an Indian film. Now, I think if you saw in our sort of group friend chat a while back, I put about a 1 minute long clip, and I just said this is why I love Indian cinema. Well, that clip I put up was from the trailer of this film. And it was just awesome. So it came out 2022. It's like an Indian Telugu language film, and the Telugu cinema is like my favorite Indian cinema because it's not like Bollywood. It's sort of like Bollywood, but with action as well. So it'll be loads of not serious, but serious action scenes, and then they'll break into a number, and then they'll go straight back to it being real serious and stuff. Really cool, proper historical action epic, but you've got dudes that are catching motorbikes in the air, doing all that wacky stuff that they do in Indian cinema. Of course, it's epic as hell. It's almost like every shot is an amazing piece of art. It's in 4K on Netflix at the moment, and I really would recommend it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I had a great time watching it. So, RRR, it's a film directed by S.S. Rajamouli, who turns out is probably my favorite of the Telugu directors, because he had directed one of my all-time favorite sort of Indian cinema films, which is a film called Magadira, which is great. I got the soundtrack; it's bang. But that was a really good film. Hamby, I said before we started this podcast, do you have a drink this week, bro? And
yes.
You said, hell yes, you do.
Yeah.
So why don't we jump into everyone's favourite segment? It's What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, so this week, I forgot all about it. And it wasn't until about 20 seconds before Hamby called me to sort of start doing this podcast that I realised I didn't have a beverage. And I thought, oh, shit, that's a bit crap. And then I thought, well, we do the What Are We Soft Drinking, and I have a soft drink of choice at the minute. Now, I was craving this so bad that at probably about 10 o'clock last night, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go get it. So I fully just went out, bought it. So on this week's, for me anyway, What Are We Soft Drinking, the drink that I'm drinking this week is... It's a simple classic, but it's genuinely orange juice and lemonade.
Classic.
Because in this weather, we're having I was going to say mini heat wave. We're having a heat wave in the UK. It's warm at the moment. It's lovely, and if you get a glass and you fill half of it with your juice of choice, orange juice preferably, and then dump the other half with lemonade, chocolate, ice in there, you've got just the most refreshing drink. And it's incredibly Moorish as well.
A few weeks ago, I was I was staying in a hotel when I was up in Scotland, and I never ever buy juice really, for the house. Yeah. We just don't drink it.
Yeah.
And like they had like cranberry juice, and I was like, oh, there's a bit of cranberry juice, and I slammed it like for breakfast, and I slammed it, and I was like, god damn, because I don't know, like cranberry juice is just like, it's just the best. I don't know.
It's good. Cranberry juice is delicious.
I slammed like 2 glasses of it. I was like, god damn, that's good.
But honestly, any sort of juice, half and half it with lemonade, chuck some ice cubes in, and you've got the most refreshing drink.
Yeah.
And I, like you, I mean, we don't really have juice in our house. Like, orange juice, to be fair, if I drink it like neat, gives me a bit of a sore throat, makes me feel a bit rough. And, you know, apple juice, which me and Fee both love, we can't really have it in the house because the problem is you crack it and you end up just chugging the whole carton and you're like, oh, shit, now it's gone.
It's really, well, it's not the worst thing for you, but they're pretty sugary, aren't they?
Oh, God, yeah. Insanely sweet.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, I mean, y'all know what it tastes like. You've probably all had it at some point when you're a kid or something, you know. But I think mine would have to be just get some own brand orange juice. Don't fork out for the expensive stuff because it's all the same shit. But make sure it's not from concentrate. You want legit, freshly squeezed. And as I said, half and half it, some ice, you know, some decent full-fat lemonade. What a treat.
I used to quite like getting the like from the carton, the Rubicon mango, and then have that with a bit of Sprite or like lemon juice, lemonade. I used to have that a lot. I was like, yeah, it's good, refreshing.
Well, that sounds really good. So that's what I'm drinking. As I'd say, a little bit boring, but incredibly refreshing for this time of year. Hamby, you've got an interesting looking bottle in front of you. What are you drinking, bro?
I think I might have had it before on the podcast. I'm not sure. So it's like probably my favorite beer actually. It's called La Chouffe. It's a Belgian beer. It used to be like up until like a few weeks ago, I used to never find it anywhere. There was like an obscure like little beer shop.
I think that was the last time you had it on because you'd gone to this sort of shop. Yeah. You bought a bottle for like £4 or something.
Yeah, but then since then, the Sainsbury's near me has started selling it, and it's like £3, which is a lot for that. I get that, it's a lot, but you know,
for like a specialty ale.
Yeah, it's all right. But yeah, La Chouffe. It's a Belgian beer. It's god.
That almost went everywhere.
It's let me pour it first before I read it from it.
Hamby just did that thing, you know, where you crack a drink and it starts to froth, and you sort of frantically look around for something, and you don't have anything, so you have to just like put your mouth over the bottle.
I thought it was going everywhere. That's what
Hamby just did.
I dropped it right before we started filming, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So La Chouffe. It's so I first had this beer when I went with some friends to the Netherlands. We went to a couple towns, Utrecht and Leiden. And like completely different vibe to like Amsterdam. But like you go to like cafes and things. Cafes are like bars kind of thing, like the same thing. And and this was like one of the more popular beers that they have. It's Belgian, but Netherlands isn't really famous for its beers.
I can't really think of anything except for maybe that. Is that like orange bloom or whatever? Is that from the Netherlands?
Yeah, I mean they got like Amstel and
of course, yeah. Heineken.
But they're not like nice beers. You know what I mean? Like Belgian beers are a lot nicer.
Yeah.
But La Chouffe, it's a blonde Belgian beer. It is. I'm just reading from the back because it will tell me where it's made. Is it made in? It's La Chouffe
Kent?
Brewery. No, it is actually made in Belgium. It's I think it's made by like La Chouffe Brewery. And the thing with La Chouffe, it's got like a little gnome on the front. That's the.
Is that what La Chouffe is? Is that does that mean gnome or something?
I don't speak enough French to know that. It might be. I'll fact check that. But yeah. So I had it then for the first time, and then since then, and I drank it that whole holiday, I was like, damn, that beer's good. And it's like an 8% Belgian beer, but it's
okay.
It's I get it that there probably are nicer Belgian beers, but you can't get a lot of Belgian beers in this country. Like, or if you go to a supermarket, there's not really much of a choice.
Yeah.
And it's quite nice that this is, and I think this is quite a popular Belgian beer, like just worldwide. Worldwide it is. But it's a nice beer, and I love it. Another tip.
Good. So, yeah, have a sip. Go on. What is it like?
Delicious. Very, very smooth. Very strong, but it's ice cold as well because I just got it out of the fridge. It's lovely, delicious. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm looking forward to one of those on Saturday night.
Well, I won't be able to because I'm going to be driving, but I'll get it for.
No, like, after when we get back.
Okay, yeah. I'll get some beers in, and we can have a few beers when we get back. But yeah, I'll get a few of them in. I think Aldi do a knockoff version of it.
Do they actually?
Yeah, it's called like, I think it might be like Saint Etienne or something like that. It's like,
okay,
but it's like honestly, like I've had the Leffer rip off from there last time I was on the podcast.
Yeah,
and it was actually like I couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, you said it was all right.
Yeah, like, Aldi beers are like most of the time they're actually pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's what we're drinking this week. We will continue to sip these beverages for the rest of the pod. But why don't we end that there and move on to something else, bro?
What are we drinking?
All right, Hamby. Please say you have a ham bone to pick, bro, because it was sorely missed last week.
I've got
me and Adam was sort of like, oh, we're missing it real bad. And I said to Adam, well, mate, if you want to, you can do like an honorary bone to pick. And he was like, no, I cannot. I will not tread on those toes.
Well, fair enough.
And then I don't know if you heard last week's episode, but we were joking about it a little more. It got a bit funny. We couldn't decide whether or not you think of them on the spot or you have like a journal that you like furiously scribble all of your bones to pick.
I guess that's part of the mystery. I guess no one will ever know.
It's time for everyone's second favourite, well, my personal favourite segment. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone.
So this is just a really short one, and I guess it's pretty topical to the weather that we're having in the UK at the moment.
Okay.
But I just hate getting sunburnt. And I get sunburnt real bad because, like, I'm really pale. And, like, people who don't get sunburnt seem to think that it's kind of pathetic that people who do get sunburnt, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
for starters, like, I can't help that, but also,
Well,
like,
sorry.
what's the alternative? Like, it's just no, seriously, I have like friends and family members who don't get sunburnt, or like, they have like a bit darker skin,
Yeah.
so they don't have to worry about it as much. But like, seriously, like, I've got sunburnt in like March before. Like I think you're probably a bit darker skinned than I am, probably a little bit.
Possibly just a little bit.
But I just literally, like, I get sunburnt so easily, or I go red really easily. Like, it just but it fucking sucks.
Yeah, sunburn does suck, definitely. Especially when you think, should I put sun cream on? And you're like, nah, and then you do get sunburn. Which reminds me of the story of when me and you went on a little holiday to, was it North Wales? Or was it just like Mid Wales?
Oh, it was just me and you?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
we
went to my nan's old house in the middle of nowhere.
It was somewhere in Wales, and on the way there, or I think on one of the days, we were like, let's climb that big mountain, And we pulled up in the car park, and Hamby's lathering on the suntan lotion, sun cream, and he's like, you want some? And I was like, nah, I'm alright, And honestly, that was one of the worst decisions, because I got so burnt walking up that hill.
I remember it was like in August or something, and it was like a really hot day. I remember like it was beautiful weather. I remember, like, because it was in the Brecon Beacons. I think we climbed Pen y Fan, which is like the tallest mountain.
Yeah.
Apart from Snowdon, I think it's the tallest mountain in Wales.
Yeah, I think so.
And but once you get to the top, I don't know if you remember, it was like incredible views.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
still got pictures of that. Like, that was a great trip. But I got back home, and Fee was like, "You absolute moron!"
Yeah,
like I was tomato red.
Yeah, it was just what I remember. Like, the whole time we were there, it was like, it was just like, like really hot, no clouds in the sky kind of weather. Like beautiful, but like you need sun cream.
Yeah, that was a mistake. One that won't be made again. But yeah, man, sunburn really does suck. Also, when you've got sunburn and you have any sort of exposed skin and you're around friends, it's basically a giant target because you will get slapped or, Yeah, and people do that thing where they're like, let me do my handprint or let me do a smiley face on your arm or something, where they like press you and you go white. Like,
yeah. I don't sunbathe or anything. Like when we go on holiday and stuff, like I hate that. Like because I don't tan or anything. Like I don't even try to tan. So I'm like, what's the point? Like I'm just gonna look red. So what's the point?
Well, my thing is that I always initially go really red, but then that, the next day or so, that red then goes like a nice brown.
Yeah.
But no, I do. I really enjoy just sort of being in the sun.
Oh no,
but
I'm a shady kind of guy.
I also burn. Yeah, burn. Yeah, man, sunburn sucks. There's a pretty good bone to pick, man.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. Hamby's ham
All right,
bones
so
to pick.
time for a little bit of entertainment news now. Hamby, by the way, it sounds like you're... What's that noise, man? It sounds like you're doing a hi-hat, like you've got sitting in front of a drum kit or something, and you're going...
Sorry, I was like moving my leg back and forth. Sorry, I'll stop.
It had a full-on rhythm to it.
It wasn't getting picked up on my thing, so it's probably okay. But I'll stop doing it. I'll stop doing it.
It's all right, man. All right, a little bit of entertainment news now. I got a few stories before we go into this sort of hard quiz that we're going to do. So, first, a little bit of news. Hamby, you watched Game of Thrones, didn't you?
I did.
And you thought it was, whoa, I am experiencing mad technical difficulties right now. My monitor has just messed up real bad, and I'm hearing like a mad delay. So let me just take these off because it's massively off-putting. Yeah, so you watched Game of Thrones, and you thought it was all right up until like the last season, basically?
Yeah, I mean, like most people. Like, it was good until last season or two. And it kind of went downhill a little bit. But, I mean, on the whole, still good and worth. If I wouldn't watch it again, but it was okay.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. Like, I went into it expecting it to be crap and actually thought it was all right.
I got really into it when I started watching it. I mean, so when me and my girlfriend first met, like 5 years ago, we basically, like, that's the first thing that we watched. Like, we was like, let's watch Game of Thrones together because neither of us had seen it, and we had 4 seasons to catch up on or something. So we properly what's the word? What's the word where you binged it?
Yeah, binged it all.
But yeah, no, it was okay. Like, yeah, all right. Well, on the whole,
this bit of news might be interesting to you. Now, I don't know if you've heard it already, but there's a rumour going around, and the rumour is that HBO is planning a sequel series with Kit Harington's Jon Snow as the main character.
Who wants that? I don't know.
I think, so they've got the prequel series coming out.
Yeah.
That's coming out soon. There's probably going to be a load of other things coming out, but my sort of gut feeling is that basically this is just Game of Thrones season 10 or whatever season we're on now. I just think they just straight up don't want to call it Game of Thrones because, of how sort of pissed off the fan base was following, the end of the main series.
Who wants another season of it though? Like,
well, I think it could be interesting, and I do think that Jon Snow is probably one of the strongest characters. But they're saying that, it leaves it open for people like Arya, the Sansa, if she's still alive. I can't really remember who's dead and alive, but Bran. It leaves it open for like a lot of returning characters, which is why I'm basically like, well, this is just Game of Thrones season 10 or whatever.
Yeah. But then I guess the last season kind of got canned a little bit. It was a little bit. I think my problem with it was just really, it was really rushed. And I didn't think the pacing or
it was so
the
fast,
pacing and the writing was just nowhere near the level of the earlier seasons.
Definitely, and I think that's because there was no books to finish the series. It's almost like you can tell where they got to the end of the source material.
Yeah, definitely. Was it like the last 2 seasons? I think were, or the last like season and a half, 2 seasons were like their own stuff. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm kind of. Don't get me wrong. Like I was really into Game of Thrones when like it was on. But like since I watched the last season and since it's been over for a few years now, like I'll probably watch the prequel because like the thing is
I will.
I feel like there's more interesting stuff with the prequel. Like there's stuff that they talk about in the show that you're like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Like, and you know, and they've got some good actors in it and things. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty good. But like sequel, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think it sounds interesting, and I probably will watch it. But here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact for the listeners. Kit Harington, the guy who plays Jon Snow, went to the same college as me and you.
Yeah.
Was he like a year above us, 2 years above us?
I think he's a fair bit older than us, isn't he?
I don't think he's that older than us.
Let's Google it. How old's Kit Harington? I reckon he's like 30. Kit Harington.
Because I remember.
Dude, he's way older than us.
Oh, is he? Like, how old is he?
35.
Okay. I thought I remembered seeing him. I saw him at the college walking out of the drama room, but I think he was like invited back to do a bit of a chat to the current students or whatever. But I just assumed that he was at college.
Well, I remember when in Worcester there's like it's a pretty well known like you know the pork bap shop that's like on
the pork bap shop?
Yeah, that's on is it Friar Street, or it's basically like it's a tiny little shop. And they do like pork rolls, or, like with crackling and things. Okay. But they're open till like 2 in the morning or something. So it's just if you've been drinking in town, loads of people. Yeah. It's pretty well known in Worcester. And I remember seeing I've probably been in there like once when I was like younger. I don't know. But I remember like flicking through Facebook. This is years ago. Flicking through Facebook, and it was like, look who came in, and it's like Kit Harington with like a pork bap. Like it's like just came in.
I guess I don't think that beats the story of what's his name, Barry from EastEnders at your local curry house.
Yeah, Barry from EastEnders, and it's a picture of him and his. What's the actor's name? I can't remember.
His name's Sean.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So he must be from near where. Well, you probably work out where it is, but somewhere near London.
But a Jon Snow series, I think it'll be all right. You know, I do like the sort of Game of Thrones world, so
yeah.
Next bit of news. Now, this is MCU news, and that is that apparently test audiences are saying that Christian Bale's Gorr character is the best MCU villain yet.
Damn.
They're saying he is genuinely terrifying and also like sort of understandable and like, you know, just full of sort of emotion, and just Bale's acting in general is just absolutely spot on, apparently. Now, I'm looking forward to that because I actually booked my tickets a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
To go and see it. Our local cinema is one of these giant screen IMAXs, and you do have to book tickets because otherwise they just sell out and you literally can't get a seat for ages. But I always book crazy far in advance. And me and Fee always book the exact same 2 seats, which is great because it's just like sort of returning, you know. Like carve my name in the armrest or something. Yeah.
Well, we are finally going to the cinema this week. We're going to see Maverick on Wednesday.
I swear you were talking about that like 2 weeks ago, man.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen.
No. We were always going to go this Wednesday. Just I was probably on about this week.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were going to see it like 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to try and get back into going to the cinema. I just don't like it. Don't like going to the cinema.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think that the problem is that sometimes it can be very expensive. Like, for example, these 2 tickets that I just booked, you know, with the booking fee and the glasses, came to like 32 quid or something.
Yeah, just a lot of money.
Which is expensive, yeah.
Lot...
But you can do it cheaper if you go for like, a small screen. Like I'm debating whether or not to go see that Elvis, which comes out on Friday.
Oh yeah, I mean exactly. I'm not gonna go see that movie. I mean, like,
I think it looks kind of cool. I like Baz Luhrmann's stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, no, it just has to be a pretty good movie for me to like want to go and watch it in cinema.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
And
enough.
like, yeah, because like we've got like a good cinema near us, but it's just pricey. Like when we used to live in Kent, there was like a local cinema, like a small local cinema, where it was really cheap. It was like the tickets were, I think, like £4 or something for a ticket.
Yeah,
and they had all the new.
Good old days.
They had all the no, but it was like a little like old like theatre-y kind of cinema.
Yeah.
And obviously they make their money on the food, but if you don't bother getting the food, it's fine. So we used to go quite a lot. But then like since we've moved, like the one near us now is like a big Cineworld, and it's just pricey.
It definitely is. It's definitely expensive. It's too expensive, I think. But hey, speaking of great films, Dirty Dancing is getting a sequel. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that, no.
That's the next bit of news. Dirty Dancing is officially getting a sequel, with Jennifer Grey returning as Baby, and it's coming out Valentine's Day 2024.
2024?
Yep.
It's quite way away, okay.
I know.
I'll put it in the diary.
Yep. If you've never seen Dirty Dancing, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Classic.
I watched it with my friend Ben. I'm pretty sure I watched it with my friend Ben. In this sort of time I've spoken about before, when Fee went travelling around Australia, and I just sort of didn't know what to do with myself. So I just watched a load of like 80s movies, got addicted to saxophone solos, and and hung out with Ben like every day. But the first one's great, Patrick Swayze, absolute legend. So yeah, second one, sequel, Valentine's Day 2024. Next little bit of news, Tom Hanks news now. You've probably seen it on Facebook or just on the news, because I saw it on both. But Tom Hanks has gotten really pissed off at a group of fans or paparazzis as they sort of accidentally trip his wife, Rita Wilson. Did you see this happen?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Tom Hanks is one of those actors, one of those celebrities that just comes across as like the nicest guy ever. Like, you'll never annoy Tom Hanks. He's just an absolute professional, nice guy. But in this video, him and his wife are walking out of somewhere. His wife is walking slightly in front of him, and these paparazzis, they are literally like, it's like they're not even being held back behind a line. They're just like walking in between, Tom Hanks and his wife, and he's sort of like doing that Assassin's Creed thing where you like brush someone off, like from the first game.
Yeah.
But no, like they trip his wife. She does a little stumble. She doesn't fall down. But then Tom Hanks turns around and he just goes, "Back the fuck up!" And it's just hilarious. It's hilarious, And he's like, "You're trying to trip my fucking wife," and they're like, "Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Tom." And then you could just tell that they must feel awful, pissing off a nice guy like Tom Hanks to the point where he's effing and jeffing, which is something he don't do. And they're literally. The guy who did it, is constantly like, "I'm sorry, Tom. Tom, I'm really sorry. Tom, I'm so sorry, Tom."
While shoving a camera in his face, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Tom, I'm so sorry. But yeah, Tom Hanks gets annoyed. All right, next little bit of news. Now, this news actually came out last week, but it's big news, but I fully forgot to mention it on the podcast. And that is that Joker 2 has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Directed by Todd Phillips. And the news last week that I forgot to mention was that it had a title, at least I think it's a main title and not just a working title, but it's called Joker, and then my French is bad, I'm going to try and pronounce this. It's something like folie à deux. It's a word, basically, it's referencing a medical term for an identical or similar mental disorder that affects two or more individuals. So that came out last week, and then the news this week is that apparently Lady Gaga is in early talks to be in the film to play Harley Quinn. And ready for the big bombshell? Boom! It's going to be a musical, baby.
I just hear this.
I think that sounds fantastic. I love musicals. I mean, I've got a feeling that it isn't going to be a musical. It probably will just have like 1 or 2 numbers in it, because they're sort of crazy characters, aren't they? Joker and Harley Quinn. I can imagine there being at least one like show tune moment in there in the film.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like, I think like most people said, like, it did not need a sequel.
Yeah,
like,
it didn't. Yeah.
It was like no, I really enjoy. I know some people didn't like it when it came out, but I really liked it. I thought it was a really good movie, and it's kind of just nice on its own. But yeah, fair enough. I think with superhero movies in general, I like the grit, especially when it comes to DC sort of type superhero movies.
Yeah.
One thing that I think DC does really well is the grittier kind of
it's
movies.
It's where they really strive, isn't it?
And that's where they do well, and that's what I think they should do. So I think when they try and kind of make it more comic booky and things, I don't know. It's just it generally doesn't hit well. As
no, not
DC,
always.
But who knows? It could be a hit.
I think it's going to be pretty good. Like you, I agree that it's completely unnecessary. I think what really is working well for DC is these sort of individual, one-off kind of films, like kind of arty, gritty versions of the characters. And if they want to do Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, fine, but maybe just do like a Harley Quinn film or something.
Yeah.
But it's Hollywood, baby, and that film made a lot of money, so they're obviously going to want to make a sequel.
Yeah,
it's franchise everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, don't be wrong. Like, Joaquin Phoenix was fantastic, so I'd go see it again.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
All right, next little bit of news, and that's some unfortunate news. Now, so I saw it today. Apparently, 2 actors from the upcoming Netflix / Millarworld adaptation of The Chosen One have been killed after the crew van crashed. Mark Millar, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm pretty sure is like a comic book guy. He's created a lot of different books, different characters and things like that. And it's sort of like he has a deal with Netflix. There's a lot of his things come out on Netflix. One of them was that one, is it like Jupiter's Legacy or something like that? I didn't watch it, but it was like a superhero-y thing. And it pissed off a lot of people, actually, because it got cancelled like halfway through the first episode. I mean, halfway through the first series. The whole series came out, but they announced it had been cancelled, and people were like, well, why the fuck should I commit to this then? But yeah, so they are doing an adaptation of the Mark Millar and Peter Gross comic called American Jesus. Apparently, and this is from Vanity Fair, I think I got this from. Apparently the accident occurred on the Baja California Sur Peninsula in Mexico, where the crew had been working in the city of Santa Rosalia. The van reportedly went off-road, flipped in a desert area on Thursday, 16th of June, leaving actors Raymond Garduño Cruz and Juan Francisco Gonzalez Aguilar dead. That's bad. That's bad, isn't it? Sad stuff. And to end this little segment, we've got some more Ezra Miller news. Now, this dude has gone off the rails. We mentioned it a few weeks back when he sort of... What did he do? I think he got annoyed and he tried to throw a chair at someone that was singing... doing karaoke of Shallow.
Yeah.
By Lady Gaga and whatever his name is, Bradley Cooper. Now, what he's done this time is apparently parents of an 18-year-old named Takota Iron Eyes filed. I don't know if that can't be right. Must be a typo. Filed paperwork asking a judge to issue an order of protection against Miller on behalf of their child. Apparently, they are saying that Miller groomed and brainwashed Toccata, their son. Apparently, they're saying that he gave this kid drugs, alcohol. Apparently, when this happened, Miller was 18 and this kid was like 12.
Yeah, I've heard this.
He gave him drugs, alcohol. He flew him to London. He flew him to Vermont, New York, California, Hawaii, and so all this is going on. And then weirdly, Ezra Miller basically puts a post on his Instagram saying, "You can't touch me. I'm in another universe." And then he deleted his Instagram.
Yeah, I've heard all this stuff that he apparently paid for this person's college as well, tuition, all that kind of thing.
Okay.
It was
yeah,
and yeah, but basically it had been going on since the person was 12 or something. But I don't really, yeah.
But the one thing that's really messed up about this, right? So this guy obviously has got issues or whatnot, and he's doing a lot of bad stuff. He is the face of a massive upcoming movie, The Flash. God damn, I keep burping. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't be chugging this much lemonade right now. But yeah, he is the face of the upcoming Flash movie, which is a massive movie. Introducing new characters, new actors. You've got the return of Michael Keaton's Batman, and Warner Brothers just haven't said anything about it. And it's sort of well, hang on, Johnny Depp gets accused of something, and Disney completely washed their hands of him, right? This guy is literally doing one thing after another, and Warner Brothers is just rolling with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how.
I think what they need to do is they need to look at this film and they need to ask themselves how what can we cut out of this? How much of him can we cut out of this?
Yeah, I think I think he probably won't be in an awful lot in the future if he carries on being a nutter.
I think that's already sealed. I think it's safe to assume that you won't be seeing him again for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he's off the rails, and But then, yeah, like I said, it's messed up that they are pushing this movie, which is like a lot of other superhero movies. It's a kids film, really. It's for young people, and your lead actor is someone who will throw a chair at someone singing bad karaoke. I mean, we all want to, but we don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, that was all of the entertainment news this week. Now, it's time to move on to a hard video game quiz. It's time for another installment of So You Think You Know Gaming? Now, this time, I had to rack my brains a little bit. I had to think, okay, what have we done? What franchises have we done? What haven't we done? And what would be, different? What would be cool to do? And I thought, well, me and you are Xbox bros. I pretty much say X-boys or X-bros in every podcast now. But, we're Xbox guys, and we've played a fair deal of Gears of War in our time.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be a Gears of War, So You Think You Know Gaming. As always, I went into Google and I searched hard or impossible Gears of War quiz, and I got a lot of results, but a lot of them look kind of crap. So I thought, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to trustywhatculture.com's website, where we've basically got all of our previous quizzes from, and see if they got one. And sure enough, they've got a quiz which is titled something like "How well do you remember the Gears of War series?" And I thought, yep, that sounds pretty good. So, Hamby, apart from playing a little bit of Gears 5 the other day, have you played any of the new ones, like 4 and 5?
I played up until 4, but I've not played 5.
Have you? Okay, you've played 4.
Yeah, I played all the main games. There's a few that I probably haven't played, like, or maybe a few DLCs that I might have missed here and there. But for the most part, I think I've played every single one up until 4.
Okay, sweet. So let's go into this quiz and let's see how we do. Now, as always, I'm taking 60% as being the sort of acceptable pass rate.
Okay.
Anything less than that, and we don't know. We don't know Gears of War. It's that's just the way it is. Obviously, if you're listening to this, play along. Send us an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what your scores were and things. Now, this quiz, as all the What Culture quizzes, is one of those ones where you got to click the answer and then you got to wait, 15 seconds because of my computer before we can go on to the next question. So sorry if it's a bit slow, but let's jump into it. Hamby, question 1. Which Delta Squad member starts in Gears of War Judgment?
In Judgment, is it multiple choice?
So, yeah, it's multiple choice. Choices are Dizzy Wallen, Min Young Kim, Damon Baird, or Dominic Santiago.
Fuck.
Did you play Judgment? This is the question first. Did you play Judgment?
No, I didn't. Because it wasn't one of the main games. I think I might have given it a miss, but...
No, it wasn't, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have it. I have it. A while back, I bought Gears 4 and it came with all the previous games digitally, which was pretty cool. I was playing them through with Fee, and we got to Judgment, and we started playing it, and it just didn't feel that great. So we probably only played about 3-4 hours of it. So I'm pretty sure the answer to this one is Damon Baird.
I'm trying to think who's on the front cover, and I think it's the blonde hair, isn't it?
It's Baird.
So that probably makes sense. But I didn't play it, so I'm not certain.
I think it's Baird because I think I've probably got the squad name wrong, but Baird was in a squad called like Kilo Squad or something, and he was in that with Cole.
Yeah.
And it was basically like the team he was in before he went to Delta Squad.
Yeah, I think.
And basically, you know what I've just realised? I think that for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about right now and is thinking about maybe turning off, Gears of War is a huge video game series about a group of guys in a team who are absolutely huge. They've got arms that are if you got like four, if you got my leg and you duplicated it 4 times and then you duct taped them all together, it would still be smaller than these guys' arms. And it's set in a world where sort of the humans are at war with creatures that come out of the
locusts, ground. Yeah, but they've been there for years, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of like War of the Worlds kind of thing, but in like the future.
It is, yeah, and they sort of emerge, and then the humans are at war with them, and that's the premise.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Baird for question 1, bro, because I'm pretty sure that's the right answer.
I think he's on the front cover.
Well, again, by process of elimination, I don't think it's the other ones. Okay, here's question 2. What is Augustus Cole's nickname?
Coltrane.
Options are...
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But the options are... The Gus Bus, the Coltrane, Gusty McGee. Why do people always just put McGee in nicknames? And it's fine.
Gusty McGee. That's a good stripper name or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Or the Coal Patrol.
There's some funny ones there.
It is, of course, the Coltrane, baby. Woo woo!
Did you remember him yelling it when he in the fit?
I swear there's a bit in Gears 3 where he's like fully teaching a guy. Like someone goes, "Oh, it's the Coltrane!" Like woo, and Cole's like, "It ain't woo, it's woo woo." So we're going Coltrane. All right, question 3. What does COG stand for? COG. Now the COG are basically the sort of the are they like the government, or are they just like the military?
I think it's the military. I think it's the military.
Okay, well, options are the Collaborate of Overall Governings, the Company of Opposing Garrisons, the Coalition of Ordered Governments, or the Congregation of Operating Gears.
I have a feeling it's the second to last one, the
Coalition of Ordered
of
Governments.
That sounds the most... I don't know, what do you think?
It does, and here's why I think that's the answer. Because isn't one of the companies that works on these games called the Coalition after this?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I think as well, I think there's times where they don't just call it the COG, they do call it the Coalition.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
It sounds the most legit out of all those. We're going for that one. I should say as well, these What Culture Game quizzes do not say how long they are. So I don't know whether this is a 5 or a 50 question quiz. Okay, question 4. Who controlled the Krill?
The Krill? God. What movies?
Ram, Scourge, Queen Mira, or Shrek?
I can't remember which movie. I can't remember which game that was.
So the Krill are in... You first see them in Gears 1.
Yeah.
They're those bat things that, like, if you go out the light, they just rip you to shreds.
Yeah.
But who controls them? So
Genuinely can't remember.
Queen Mira is obviously the queen. Scourge, I think, is the bad guy from the second game with the chainsaws. I think.
Yeah.
I think the answer is possibly... Well, I know that General Ram is the big bad guy from Gears 1.
Yeah, I remember him.
I don't know who Shrek is. So if I had to guess, I would either say it's Ram, because he's the bad guy from the first game, or it's Queen Mira, because she is overall in charge.
I would say Queen Mira. Okay,
well, we're going Queen Mira, but I think it could be Ram. But we're going Queen Mira. Because I just don't remember if Ram... I remember him being around the Krill at the end on the train fight. You've got the Krill flying around and he's like walking around, but I don't remember like him physically controlling them. Okay, we're going Queen Mira anyway. We've clicked it. Alright, question 5. Which of these was not a game mode in the original Gears of War? Is it Annex, War Zone, Assassination, or Capture the Leader?
So say again. So, what was...
Which of these was not a game mode in the original Gears of War? I'm pretty sure... Annex, I used to play that.
Read them out again, yeah.
You got Annex,
that was one.
You got War Zone, Assassination, or Capture the Leader.
I think it's Warzone, I feel.
Warzone is the only one Well, Warzone and Assassination, I don't know what they are.
Assassination, I think that's one where, like, one guy on your team is, like, the person that you have to kill, and then the rest of the team have to protect him,
okay.
I think. But I don't remember there being anything for Warzone.
Okay, well, I think we should go Warzone then, because I Capture the Leader was the one where you walk around with the hostage.
Yeah. And then Annex was the...
Annex of where the ring just moves,
it's basically just the, like
moving King of the
King
Hill.
of the Hill, yeah, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Okay, let's go Warzone. I don't remember what that mode even was. This is when we're going to find out that actually that's like the normal multiplayer.
There was like just TDM, I think.
Question 6. Who was the lead designer for Gears of War?
For Gears of the first one?
Yes. So the options are Cliff Bleszinski, Rod Ferguson, John Romero, or John Carmack.
So I don't... So I remember when he was on all of the promo for the first few Gears games was Cliff Bleszinski.
Yeah.
Because I think he's gone on to like do
yeah.
other things, but I don't know if he was the designer. But I remember he was on like all of the, when they like show the games off at like E3 and stuff, like it's all him.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess, that would be that. But I don't know if he was something else. If he was like one of the producers or something.
Well, wasn't he? Wasn't he just in charge of Blizzard or something?
I don't know. I'm just
because the only other name there that sounds familiar is John Romero, but I think I remember hearing Romero, and I think of Doom, original Doom.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he maybe worked on Doom and then worked on Gears, but the only name really that I can tie to Gears there is Cliff Bleszinski. But then I don't really know this technical side of it.
I would go with Cliff Bleszinski because I know that. I think because he was involved in all the promo stuff, I reckon he was quite heavily involved in it. I reckon.
Okay, all right, we're going Cliff Bleszinski. I think that's a safe bet. Okay, question 7. What caused the Lambent pandemic? Options are rift worms, emulsion, the stranded, or Dom's Toms. Whatever Dom's Toms are. I think I know this one.
Is it the emulsion?
Yeah, it's the emulsion. Yeah. Because is it the second game or the third game? I think it might be the third game when you start realizing that the locusts are getting infected themselves and they are becoming this thing called lambent, which is like a locust but like kind of parasite.
Yeah.
And they end up fighting each other.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
And you have to like steer clear of the emulsion because it hurts you when you touch it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played. I think you're right.
Okay, question 8. Which of these are not a Carmine family member? God. Now, the Carmines are a notorious family in Gears of War because there's pretty much one in every single game, and most of them get killed off like straight away. So, which of these was not a member? Okay, you ready? You ready for these options?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Anthony Carmine. Yep. We got Benjamin Carmine. We got Christopher Carmine. And we got Gary Carmine.
Okay.
I am fairly certain it's Gary.
I think so. That's a joke. That's a joke question, isn't it? Yeah. Because
I know that they did a thing in the first game. It was A Carmine, then it was B Carmine. Then I know that I don't know. Actually, it could be Gary, I guess, because the Carmine in 3 was Clayton Carmine. So I don't know who Christopher Carmine is, but Gary seems a bit far down the alphabet if they're working with, There
are just about enough games, aren't there? Probably.
I mean, Gary though.
Yeah, I think it's Gary, but.
Did you hear that real world statistic that's like the name Gary will no longer exist by the year like 2050 or something like that? Because nobody is naming their kids Gary. Yeah. Like nobody's naming their kids Gary, and all the Garys who are here now will have died out by then. So there's just Gary won't exist. We're going with Gary Carmine. Okay, question 9. How long did the Pendulum Wars last?
Pendulum Wars.
Now, the Pendulum Wars, for people who know their lore and have read the books, I'm pretty sure the Pendulum Wars are wars that the main character of the series, Marcus Phoenix, fought in before the whole thing happens. But I haven't read any books, and I don't know the lore, so I don't know how long it went on for, or what it even was about. But the options are 69 years, 79 years, 89 years, or 99 years. I can't remember if the Pendulum Wars are humans fighting humans, or if they're fighting locusts.
No, I've got absolutely no idea for this. Absolutely no idea.
I think that we should. I think we should go 69 or 79.
Is there any significance to any of those numbers?
No, it's just that I mean, 89 and 99 years for a war seems a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, go 79.
I mean, I know it's fake. I know it's in a big fake game franchise we're talking about.
Go 79.
But like, all right, we're going 79. Okay, question 10. Which was the Locust Horde's standard issue assault rifle?
Oh.
Do you know without me asking? It sucks.
I know when you say it, but
you can snag headshots.
Yeah.
Options are the Hammerburst 2, the Mark II Lancer, the Gorgon gun, or Breach Shot.
It's the Hammerburst.
Yeah, it's the Hammerburst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that really slow rate of fire. Absolute crap.
I had a lot of fun playing Horde mode a few weeks ago with you guys. When I was playing.
Yeah, definitely. So me and Tomo talked about that the other day, actually, and we said maybe we should do it again, but this time get Adam in on it as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I was like jumping around, like bopping headshots with the shotgun, like the old days.
It was good. Question 11. Which of the following didn't inspire Gears of War's gameplay mechanics? Which of the following did not inspire Gears of War's gameplay mechanics? Options are Medal of Honor, Kill Switch, Resident Evil 4, or Bionic Commando?
What?
I don't know, but Bionic Commando's he's a big man in a suit of in armor, isn't he? So Bionic Commando probably did.
Resident Evil, like, because Resident Evil is like third person in the same way, isn't it? Like Resident Evil's like you're not straight behind the person. You're like
it's
over
a little
the
bit
shoulder.
off to the side. Yeah.
So I think Resident Evil it was. So maybe
okay,
like Medal of Honor?
we've got it down to Medal of Honor or Kill Switch. What's Kill Switch?
Kill Switch. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I would say, like, if I had to pick a game that it's nothing like Medal of Honor. So
yeah, I mean Medal of Honor's a first person shooter.
I would have to. I don't know what Kill Switch is, but I would have to say I can't see any similarities between Gears of War and Medal of Honor.
Okay, let's go Medal of Honor. Question 12. What was Jacinto maximum security prison where Gears of War began, better known as? The Pit, the Hole, the Slab, the Rock. I don't think it's going to be the Rock, is it? Because that's everyone knows the Rock is Alcatraz.
Yeah.
So it's not the Rock.
I would probably maybe say the Pit.
Yeah, I would say the Pit or the Hole. One of those two.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other. I'd say the Pit.
All right, yeah, we're going Pit. I think that's it's 50-50 between that and the Hole. Okay, question 13. What song accompanied the first Gears of War trailer? I don't even have to look because I remember it.
Go on then, what is it? I don't know.
Oh, it's Mad World.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, here are the options, right? Here are the options. Is it Sad World, Glad World, Bad World, or Mad World?
Ultra hard quiz, bro. Like, impossible.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was Sad World. Thing is, though, there's no signs of this ending. I am getting a little concerned at the minute, but we'll keep going. We'll get to 20 at least. Okay, question 14. What percentage of the human population were killed during E-Day? Now, E-Day is Emergence Day, the day when all of the locusts bust out of the ground. Options are 10%, 15%, 25%, or 33%. I've no clue.
I don't know. I'd probably go for the biggest one.
Yeah, let's go 33%. It sounds kind of low, actually. I probably would if I had no numbers there, I probably would have guessed higher.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, which PlayStation exclusive was inspired by Gears of War? Options are The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Uncharted.
So, if I had to pick the one that it's most similar to, I'd probably say The Last of Us.
Well, yeah, because like infection,
Yeah.
Parasite, that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not Uncharted, is it? It's not going to be Bloodborne. I highly doubt it's Bloodborne. I don't really see any connection to Horizon.
No.
Horizon's the one about like robot giraffes and shit.
No, I guess Last of Us is like post-apocalyptic. It's got like the parasite-y kind of zombie. Well, I know the zombies are infected with the parasite, aren't they? What are they called? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
In Last of Us.
They turn into like clickers.
Yeah,
and shit
clickers.
like
yeah. I'd say The Last of Us. Yeah, and the gameplay is pretty.
Okay,
similar.
we're going Last.
Gameplay is pretty similar, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, we finished, right? And guess what, bro? Guess what
We did pretty
scored?
well.
We did 60%, which means
Oh,
we
okay.
passed.
I thought we did better than that. I thought like when we were doing it, I was like,
I don't know. We'll look out now. Okay, so question 1: which Gears of War squad member started? Yep, Baird. We got that right. Cole's name was, of course, the Cole Train, not the Gus Bus. What does COG stand for? It most certainly is the Coalition of Ordered
Gusty
Governments.
McGee.
Okay, this is the first one we got wrong. Who controlled the Krill? The answer was wrong.
Fair enough.
We said Queen Mirror. The answer was wrong. That's fine. Which of these was not a game mode in the original Gears of War? We said Warzone. The answer was Capture the Leader. Cliff Blazinski was the lead designer.
Good.
Emulsion caused the Lambent pandemic. Okay. Okay. Question 8. Which of these was not a member of the Carmine family?
Is it?
We said it's no way Gary. It's Gary. No. Sorry, no.
Let's see.
It was the right answer was Christopher Carmine. Yeah. So Gary Carmine was a person.
I was gonna say there have been enough Gears games, so like, as in to get there alphabetically.
I've played them all, and I do not remember a Gary Carmine. Oi, Gaza! Yeah. Question 9, we got right. How long did the Pendulum Wars last? It was 79 years.
Nice.
The Hammerburst was the standard issue rifle. The gameplay mechanics that didn't inspire Gears of War was Medal of Honor. Yep. And okay, Jacinto, maximum security prison, better known as, we said the
hole.
pit. The answer was the slab. Question 13, which song? It was Mad World, of course. And the percentage of humans that got killed during E-Day, we said was 33. The answer was 25. And, okay, get this. Question 15, which PlayStation exclusive was inspired by Gears of War? We said The Last of Us because it seems fairly obvious. The answer was Uncharted. I do not get
I guess
that
it's
at
got.
all.
Has it got a cover system?
Okay, it does have a peek and pop.
Gears
cover
of War is
system.
not the first game to have a cover system.
No, it's not, but it definitely made that popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing that is a little bit similar. So yeah, 60%. I'm happy with that. Like I said at the beginning of this, we've got to get at least 60% for it to be a pass.
Okay.
And we hit 60, so more than happy with that. There were a couple that we probably could have got right, but some of those not a chance. And Gary Carmine, well. So, mate, we've come to the end of that little quiz, and we've also come to the end of another episode of DudeWutPodcast. It's been a lot of fun having you on and chatting to you again, bro.
Yeah, next time we see each other, it will be for the Chili Peas.
It will. So I'm glad you say that because it's reminded me. This week, I don't know when Adam's seen them. Is it a couple of days
I think
before?
it's during the week at some point, isn't it?
Oh,
I think yeah.
So Adam's going to see them in Manchester. Me and Hamby are going to see them in London on Saturday night. So hopefully next week's podcast will be just a sort of a bit of a chat about that. If I can get you on, I'm hoping to get Adam on as well.
Yeah.
To just have a bit of a chat about the night. You know, maybe we won't do like a big topic or anything. We'll just chat about the gig, basically.
Yeah. No, sounds good.
Yeah, so that will be next week. Live streams, I'm really getting into at the minute. So I'm trying to get a live stream out every week for you. And first time ever, on this Friday just gone, I recorded the live stream, and then within about 20 minutes of finishing it, it was on YouTube, ready for you all to watch. So I'm glad you appreciated that. And it's good. I don't know if you saw it, Hamby, but it's me just kicking the shit out of Tom.
I will try and join you this weekend. Sorry, this Friday for it.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. As I say, Tomo's really getting into the gaming as well, so hopefully we can get a few of us on something soon. Live streams every Friday. Of course, there will be another podcast this time next week on Tuesday. If you enjoy this podcast, what you can do to help is you can leave us a review. Leave us 5 stars on whatever you choose to leave reviews on. We've got some nice ones already, and I've seen that people on Spotify have started leaving stars. We're now a 5-star rated podcast, which is sick. Because we do try. A lot of minimum effort goes into making this podcast. Get in touch with us, please. Send an email, dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can go to Instagram at DudeWutPodcast. Our Instagram page is really doing well. We're getting a lot of likes every day now, which is great. And, having a lot of messages and a lot of really good interactions from a lot of, other regular Instagram users and a lot of other podcasts. Because as I've said before, the community on Instagram is fantastic. It's great. You can catch us on Facebook, DudeWutPodcast.facebook or whatever it is on there. And ultimately, if you love this podcast, what you can do to help massively is you can go to buymeacoffee.com/DudeWutPodcast, or you can just click on our link tree, scroll down to Buy Me a Coffee, go on that, and you can basically donate anywhere between like £1 and £5. You totally don't have to, but if you want to, you can do, and it goes towards the general running of the podcast. Of course, it's your money, so if you need it, please keep it. Don't send it this way. But if you don't, hey, I'll take it. And that's it. I don't have anything else to say. So until next time, everybody, we will catch you next week in another episode of DWP. Thanks for listening, Hamby. Thanks for joining. Take it easy, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye.